Hello everyone, and welcome to Let's Replay Megaman. If you don't remember what my original Let's Play was, it was a yay celebration of his 25th anniversary. And I went back and looked at that old Let's Play recently, and I cringed a little bit. So I decided, why the hell not, before we move on to other games, let's do this. Anyway, let me get the bios up for the Robot Masters here, and we're starting off with Bombman, a robot created to destroy base rock. His hyper bomb is so powerful that it can break any rock. I doubt it can break bedrock from Minecraft, though. Good point, has a daring attitude. Bad point, he's a high spender. Likes bowling and dislikes matches and lighters. Because, you know, those would set up the bombs. Anyway, for veterans of the series who haven't played the original, you're gonna notice quite a few things are different right off the bat. Like, first off, 6 Robot Masters instead of 8. And the fact that there's a score system which would never show up aside from minigames. The score system, I'm gonna say right now, does nothing. I don't think I've ever seen anything it does aside from maybe competitive play. Also, Megaman actually controls a bit differently in this game. The overall scheme is the same, but the way he moves is a bit differently. They modeled it kinda after the original Mario Brothers games, where he has momentum, and oh god, that was close. Because if you move and then stop moving, he's gonna slide on for a bit more, because, you know, realistic momentum. But they never brought it back, thankfully. Also, with the first showing of spikes, I'm going to say right now, if any of you guys are going to play or have played this game, or want to overall even, I think I just said want to, so that's kind of redundant. Either way, don't get hit and then land on spikes. Those who have played 2 onwards probably know by instinct that if you have invincibility frames and you land on spikes, you'll survive. Not in this one. If you have invincibility frames and land on spikes, you are still dead. Very much like Sonic 1, where if you land on spikes and then hit more spikes, you're gonna get hit again and get comboed till you die. Oh boy. Anyway, that was Bombman stage. Never got really a chance to comment over it because it's really short and easy. Also, Mega Man 1 is the only Mega Man game to have enemies in the boss corridor, so watch out and don't get blindsided. And time for Bombman. Bombman, one thing I'm going to say right now, you're going to want to stay close to him, because that's when he tends to jump more. Stay away from his bombs and the explosion they create, because that will kill you. And other than that, just shoot at him whenever you get the opportunity to. His invincibility frames aren't that long, and he's overall rather easy. If you're playing Powered Up, though, the PSP remake, stay as far away from him as possible, because they changed his, and a lot of the other Robot Masters patterns for that fact, up in that version. But I'll get more into Powered Up next part, probably. Seriously, what's the point of the score? Was there supposed to be an arcade port of this or something? Not that I'm aware of, at least. Anyway, our next Robot Master is the ever so popular Gutsman. And Gutsman is a civil engineer robot. He's so powerful that he can lift and carry a rock of 2 tons. Good point, he's sentimental. Bad point, he has a one-track mind. Likes karaoke and dislikes arguments. Anyway, Gutsman's stage here is easily one of the most dangerous, purely because of this section here. As you can see, when these little platforms go over the place where there's pretty much no track and there's just wire, if Mega Man's still on that, he will fall faster than gravity should be able to make him go, and fall into the pits. I'm guessing just so they could speed up your death, but that is annoying and should not be a thing. And the hitbox is also kind of wonky on them. Pretty much the moment it hits the wire and it starts to close, or fall, it's not there. Just the middle points there is for animation's sake. It's no longer there if it hits the track. And those little balls there, for those who are wondering, is point multipliers for the end of the stage. Mind you, it's fairly useless. Gutsman's stage, I will say, aside from the beginning portion, though, is rather easy and really short. We're almost at Gutsman himself now, actually. Also, be careful of these guys. They're almost in every stage, and as you can see, they do a lot of damage, about 1/3 of your life with every hit. So if you get hit by them 3 times, you're dead. And they also have a lot of health. I think in the PSP version, you can only hit them in the actual eye. Ah, Metools, you will always be useless. Well, more so in Classic than in Battle Network. Anyway, time for Gutsman. He's weak against the Hyper Bomb, hence why I'm going like this. And Gutsman, very similar to a lot of the Robot Masters in this game, likes to jump around a lot. And when he jumps, he causes the screen to shake, which causes you to stumble. And aside from that, when he jumps, he'll often cause a rock to fall. He'll throw that at you, and when it hits the rocks that you're on top of right now, like I am, they'll split up into 4 parts, making it a bit harder to dodge. But overall, nothing too bad. 3 Hyper Bombs takes him out pretty easily. And now for the next stage, which is honestly the stage you should probably start with if you're new to the game, Cutman. Cutman is a robot who was originally created for tree trimming work. The cutter on his head is extremely sharp. Good point, he's sharp and cunning. I approve and disapprove of that pun. Bad point, he's stubborn. He likes haircuts and dislikes rocks. That's actually kind of a nice little in-joke, actually, when it comes to his weakness, because he's weak against the super arm that we got from Gutsman. And that's actually one problem I have with Megaman 1 here, is that they don't tell you got a weapon from the bosses. You just get sent right back to the stage select. Megaman Powered Up, the remake, would improve upon that, and I'm thankful for that, because I know people that got all the way to like the end of the game and didn't even know you could pause the game like that. Because the weird thing about this game, and it's something I'll be abusing later on, those of you who have played the game or seen the game before probably know what I'm going to do, is that Mega Man 1 actually has 2 pause buttons. Mind you, a lot of NES games did, like Zelda 1 and such, but pretty much what it is that if you press the start button, you get your little power menu there, and if you press the select button, the game just stops, until you press the select button again. Anyway, Cutman stage, well, first off, it has one of my favorite songs in the game, although the Powered Up remix sounds like a preschool, and I don't like that much. It's pretty standard, though. These enemies here will move between 2 specific points, and a lot of people think Mega Man 9 or 10 brought them in first, but they're wrong. They are flat out wrong. But other than that, it's nothing too bad. Not many chances for instant death, not many dangerous enemies. Now, this is actually a pretty technical stage when it comes to speedrunning, actually. Though, then again, speedruns to this game are just glorious to watch. Because I think the world record's about 5 minutes longer than this part. You know what? Speed Demos Archives have been looking at you a lot recently on these, so why the hell not right now? Oh, but first, actually, I know for a fact that we're coming up on a little glitch that I like to do at this part. The weird thing with Mega Man 1 is the way its screens work. Case in point, you can do something like I'm about to do on the next screen, where if a ladder's on the bottom of the screen and you're on the top, and I think this works for vice versa as well, you can warp right to the other ladder. I just pretty much skipped that entire screen and I don't feel bad at all. The big guys are often at the end of every stage, so be careful of that. Anyway, due to the fact that we're going in this order, you can actually tell that Cutman is weak against the super arm we got from Gutsman, so be pretty prepared to use that. However, the tricky thing with the super arm is that it doesn't actually shoot anything. Pretty much it allows you to lift up these singular blocks like the one that I am right next to right now and throw them. This actually kills Cutman in 2 shots, and luckily we have 2 here. But I missed with 1. So now I'm relying on the Mega Buster. However, that's also a good thing because Cutman, as far as I'm aware, is the only boss in the Mega Man series to have a weakness to the Mega Buster. Not only does it do extra damage towards him, but he also has a severe reaction to it where he gets staggered backwards. I don't think another Robot Master will actually ever do that. Until Mega Man X, where I think Chill Penguin gets stuttered. Of course, wouldn't you know I stutter on that word of all things. By it as well. And now we're heading on to what is probably not only the longest stage in the game, but also one of the hardest ones. Let's see, Elecman. Elecman is a robot originally created to control the power voltage in an electric power plant. Good point, high responsibility. Bad point, he's kinda twisted. Likes guitar and dislikes rubber products. Actually, I think they kind of put that twisted thing into his Powered Up personality, because all the Robot Masters actually got personalities in Powered Up. I'll talk more about all that in the next part, but I know for a fact that Elecman got all not really pride-filled, but very narcissistic. Which, you know, it actually kind of worked for him. Anyway, Elecman stage is also kind of an infamous one, because it's the stage that introduced the reappearing, disappearing blocks that we all love oh so much, right guys? Well, luckily here in Megaman 1 they're not too bad, although actually, they introduce them if you go this path. If you go another path, Iceman technically has them as well. And they're not that bad here. If you go over to where those weapon pellet energies that are on the left are, you can actually jump up to this ladder, but it's a bit tricky. Also, I love Elecman's theme. Especially remixes of it. Some of the remixes that you can find on YouTube of this song are absolutely kick-ass. The rolling cutter is actually one of the two things that can kill these guys. I know for a fact the other one is, I believe, the weapon we get from Elecman, which we'll get to momentarily. However, I went this specific path for a reason, so I didn't actually have to backtrack, because there is a certain mandatory item in this stage that you need to get to be able to clear the first Wily stage. And there it is right there. That's the Magnet Beam. If you have if you have Super Arm, you can lift the blocks, or if you have the weapon we're going to get from Elecman, you can use it that as well. And the Magnet Beam is actually really overpowered. It's not an actual weapon. It's more of a convenience than anything. What it does is, when you shoot it, and depending on how long you hold it down, you create temporary platforms that flicker really badly. And that actually allows you to probably do some really good sequence breaking, and I know for a fact, in speedrunners like to abuse it. But again, speedrunners also don't have the super arm by this point, so yeah. They actually have to do some really clever glitching to get to it. So, let's show it off. Screw your platforming section, I have blue lasers. I actually don't even know what the Magnet Beam is supposed to be physically, because I don't think it's in the comics at all. Yeah, I don't think they ever brought it into the Archie comics, which, by the way, if you haven't started reading them yet, do so. They are amazing. In terms of where they are right now with me, at least, they're about to start the Mega Man 3 arcs, because they just had the little X crossover, which was awesome. Anyway, well, first off, from Cutman, you've used it already a couple times, but Elecman's weak against Cutman's rolling cutter. The tricky thing is, I'm going to say this now because the boss fight's going to be over really quickly. Elecman's weapon, I think it's the Thunder Beam or Elec Beam, I forget which, kills you in 3 hits, even at max HP. So with me, I could probably only take 2 hits, 1 if I get touch damage from him. And the rolling cutter kills him in 3 hits. So in reality, this pretty much just comes to who kills who first. Luckily, due to the rolling cutter's pattern, it is very possible to hit him twice with 1 attack. And there's actually a little trick you can use with the other pause button, with the select pause button, where if you press it quick enough, the hitbox is reset, so you can actually hit the bosses multiple times with 1 attack. Speedrunners and myself love to abuse that, especially for one specific boss later on. But with that, I'm going to need to end this off here. Thank you guys so much for watching. And next time on Let's Replay Mega Man 1, we're heading after Iceman and whatever happens after that. And I'm going to stop using the whole rate, comment, subscribe thing. I need a new outro because, honestly, I've realized that sounds like I'm fishing for you guys to do that, and I don't want you guys to feel like that. So, I'm going to need to think of a new outro. Great. So, yeah. See you guys then.